good ones, man? I'm back with another video, man. And right now, I just want to talk about this topic. Like, yo, let them motivate you, man. Don't let them discourage you. Um, it's only 2 p.m. right now, but I'm hanging out, man. I'm like, man, I'm really trying to be on my grind and stuff. I'm really trying to do better, really trying to stay focused. And I noticed, like, Satan will put somebody in a, what Satan will do, he will lodge a loser directly flat blank in the middle of what you're trying to do. So it'll be somebody who's disgruntled, or you'll notice everywhere you go, like you could move anywhere you want on planet Earth. And Satan got it hooked up to where he gonna send a Jezebel, or he gonna send a what's that guy in the Bible that hated on Jesus? Like he'll just assign somebody, like, you know what I'm saying? He'll just kind of like be like, no matter where you travel, no matter where you go, it's just somebody around you who got a spirit of evil or wickedness by nature. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So when I say by nature, really what I'm trying to say is you can't get mad at these people. And that's the part that's really like a spiritual muscle that you're building at the end of the day. And this is why they get even madder. They get more mad because what they hate is your strength. And what they're really doing, if you're doing it right, is they're helping you build your strength. So, like, any given day you could choose to look at a situation left or right, bad or good, or just neutral. I believe the more neutral you see it all the time, the more dominating you are in this lifetime. So, man, be careful of the foods, man. Be careful of the foods because they feed you. Look, a narcissist will never feed you just to look out for you. Like, get that out your mind. Like, they feed you because the food is gonna make you more vulnerable and susceptible to being penetrated emotionally, or being, stifled and off balance, you know. Um, because when you in top shape, when you healthy, when you fasting, like I always say, and I fast every other day, I notice like the little time gaps between when I'm fasting and when I got some leftover. Like, so when I say leftover, what I mean, like, I could have just ate something yesterday from the Narc's kitchen. Hell's Kitchen. Like, say I just ate some rice and some fish yesterday. So the Narc will kind of like lay back in their comfort zone and kind of like know in their head, like, I'm gonna mess with them a little bit tonight, but I'm gonna get them tomorrow. Because the food doesn't just, what people forget is that food takes 24 hours or more to digest. When you eat fruit, it digests very quickly, a couple hours. You know what I'm saying? And so Satan will use the food because the food, like I said, if you put in certain things in your body, it kind of hook you up. You know what I'm saying? It kind of hooks you up in a way where you're more susceptible to being bullied, harassed, abused, and just messed with overall. And so be careful, man, because, like, if you're on this channel, I always make sure I tell y'all, watch out for that. Watch out for that. Because these people out here, they hate it, man. They hate it, man. When you really touch that bag, man, they're going to be in the same position they've been in. Because they ain't going nowhere. They ain't going nowhere. They just really want you to stay with them. And so that's the funniest part about it. Misery do love company. And a lot of these sayings that they said growing up is dead true, man. It's dead true. It's not something that I'm saying so that it could like be beautiful. Like, it's like, nah, this is actually ugly. It just sound good. It's actually the ugly truth. It just sound pretty. But nah, these people, man, they are every day, like, they come messing with you. They come messing with you as if it's their 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, it's 2:17 right now. Why am I offended? Why do I feel offended? I love the word offended because the word offended means unhappy, upset, hurt, injured. And you could tell I feel that because you could probably hear it in my voice, or my voice get more of a lower tone and it's more of a stringent. It's more like fighting, like like I've been in a war or something. Because the people around you, man, the spirits that they have are low vibrational, and they pass it around like a disease. You'll notice it, chosen ones. You'll notice that they pass that around like a literal disease, and I believe it to be one. I believe it to be one, and that's why they fight so hard to push it off on you. You got to think, like, a lot of y'all narcissistic parents is 50, 49. They already are more psychologically aware of how dirty this world is more than you are. So what they try to do is they try to push their issues off on the young. That's literally what they be trying to do, man. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all about nothing. They literally use their vibe. They usually use their voice because your voice is a vibration too. And they literally try to hurl and cast anger, frustrations, vulnerabilities. They literally try to hurl it over to you in hopes that your ignorance, you know what I'm saying, and you'll kind of unconsciously catch that. You know what I'm saying? Because what they're doing, they're taking advantage of the system. You know, systematically, you were born. And as a kid, I always say this, as a kid, you had no choice but to, only way you could listen to your mom, uh, even as men, we had to like kind of feel where they was coming from. Because you're too young to know, like, oh, I'm a man. I'm not even supposed to be feeling at all. I'm supposed to be more so listening. So the narc kind of could pick up on like the reception. They kind of could pick up on the reception. Like, is this person going to be in a state where they're just listening, or are they going to be more taking in what I'm saying? And so you got to be very careful and vigilant about that, because these people could kind of pick up on it in a weird way. And so you'll notice that their rape almost is like rape is almost like rape, because they're literally taking advantage of what you can't really see or can't really defend, because you can't defend something you're not really in tune with. Like, because it's not that you're not aware of it, because it happens every day. You know what people doing, but you can't, if you're not in tune with it specifically at that specific time where somebody's deciding to have a hissy fit near you, then technically you're going to be receptive and you're going to pull in all of that bull, and you don't need to. You don't need to. And because you don't need to, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. But you can't let them know that, because guess what? You taking away their quote unquote out. You know what I'm saying? The thing that's going to help them get out of the matrix themselves. You know, you're their scapegoat. You're the thing that they see as vulnerable and valuable at the same time. You know what I'm saying? They see you as an option. They see you as an option. They see you as an option, like a choice, an alternative. When I don't want to just be alive no more, or I don't want to just find beauty in life itself, I'm going to turn to this young man. I'm going to turn to this young woman who I feel like owes me something that I know psychologically they really don't. This is the part that's messed up. They know you do not owe them nothing. They know that you absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? You aren't in debt to them about anything. And this is what kind of makes them cheat the game, because they're like, man, I'm about to cheat this guy because I feel like he's weak. I feel like he's vulnerable. I feel like there's no way I had a son and he's actually gonna be better than this Matrix, because I'm 50 something years old and I never was able to, you know what I'm saying, uh, outrun a bullet. Like I never was able to jump over a truck coming at me at 100 miles an hour. I was never able to be strong. And so you got to realize, chosen ones, when you're being strong, you're literally changing your language. It's like you spoke their language for 20 something years and you're literally transitioning over to not relating at all. And what they experience from that is almost a suffocating, psychological suffocating scenario, is what it feels like. Because if I can't relate to him, then I won't want him around me at all, because he's going to be a real man, or he's going to be grown and he's going to think he's something he's not. And this is kind of how their brain is. And that's okay, because they think that, but it's not something I'm not. It's absolutely something that I am. And so, chosen ones, I need for y'all to be strong in these moments where people think that they're going to defile you. Really, they think that they're going to defile you. Satan likes to defile people. He likes to defang you and unclaw you and make you weak. And so people will, it's like they got a psychological sensor and they could tell who's around them. They could smell the strength in the air, and they could smell the confidence in the air, and they could smell you know what I'm saying? And they like, oh no, I'm scared, I'm going to attack. Just like any other animal that's in fear, like a snake, literally like a snake. And so don't take these people too serious. Know that they are who they are. Know that they're not even that, really. A lot of people are just passing through life. They just taking on the character that is available, like, and they just gonna do what they could do to be slick and try to get more out of life and squeeze the toothpaste thing until there's no toothpaste left. And if you are near them or around them, then you're gonna get pulled in. Like that, just, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is, man. You're gonna get pulled in. I think it's something called an octopus spirit. I want to see more about that. I'm gonna see more about that. I think I'm gonna talk about that later and whatnot. But different type of spirits, man. Different type of spirits out here and stuff like that. You just gotta be careful, man, because you don't really know what people be up to. And like I said, it typically be your own friends and family members who trying to really just keep a private eye on you. Like, why you think they mess with you? So you could get to talking, so they could get to listening. Why you think when they won't shut up, but then when you start talking, they get quiet? Because they just trying to suck in information. They don't really care about you like that. They just want to suck in information. This is why we gotta get our bag up. We gotta get our money up, chosen ones. We gotta move far away from these losers, because they're not really doing anything positive at all. Like, they want to talk about us, but what are they doing? Like, if they can answer that, then it's different. But they're not really doing much. They gossiping. That's as much as they doing, causing us havoc. That's as much as they doing. Wow, that's a great life. That's a wonderful job. I want to be just like you when I get close to death. Like, just doesn't. It's not. I don't want to be like you, and that's really why they really on the BS, because they're like, man, like they put all their dependency on you. Like they actually care what you think. You know what I'm saying? They care what you think. They need you to be triggered for them to feel okay. You know what I'm saying? They need you to be out of line for them to feel online. You know what I'm saying? They want to toil with your soul and your spirit. But see, what kills them most, chosen ones, is when you get strong. See, your strength debilitates them, right? Your solidness kills them off. like burning a witch at the stake. Like literally, like your toughness is their weakness. So never let them really get under your skin because that's what a witch gonna aim for every time. Their goal is to get under your skin. And if they don't get their hissy fit, pissy way, then guess what? They stay pissy, bro. They piss on themselves because that's what they are. Pissed off ass people, man. They're like gonna scratch that out of you. They're gonna scratch that out of you, man. They're gonna bring you low. They wanna bring you low because when you strong, they gotta go harder. Any war that was fought, man, when they couldn't do nothing with the people, man, we had to get tanks, we had to get tear gas, we had to get masks, we had to get armor, we had to build up stronger because we had to go against what's already strong, and that's what they be trying to do. They try to humiliate you, like I said yesterday. They try to get you in front of family members, in front of quote unquote boyfriends, and they try to make you look like weak. You know what I'm saying? They try to demasculate you in front of the family, and they do all this so they can stand a chance in life. And that's the part that I don't really get. But I guess that's the game they want to play. Then that's the game that's being played. I guess. As long as you live with these people, chosen ones, as long as you share the same oxygen and air with these people, they're gonna try to hate on you because they hated on Jesus. They know you strong too. They know that the hair holds strength. Like that demon cut off the guy hair while he was asleep. Uh, but look, man, I'm talking too much. This video is over. Don't let people get under your skin. Don't waste too much time like me in these videos. 8 minutes is enough. But I got somebody behind me literally yelling on the phone in the other room, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like nothing's worse than feeling like you have people around you trying to control you in a supernatural way or in a indirect way or in a Pinocchio Geppetto. I don't know if it's Pinocchio, but Wizard of Oz or just in general. We gotta have strong boundaries because you know what? They get a rise out of that. Even by me making this video, if they could hear me in the other room, even the tone of my voice is symbolic to them. They don't even got to hear the words necessarily. They could hear the voice. They could hear the fact that I was quiet and laughing earlier, but then they walked around and waltzed around on their phone talking in this very agitated voice, very energetically electric voice, and they kind of get me into this other way that is diluted with the toxicity, and they could kind of tell that you're kind of under attack. They could tell. Yo, I feel like in my camera, I just seen something floating behind me, something black, like a demonic. Man, that just looked just like a demon just now. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Black spirit, like just floating this way. I don't know. Y'all can play the video back, but you'll be surprised, man. When you start moving correctly, them demons can't get on you. They can't get on you. You'll be surprised what people are sending at you. You know what I'm saying? When you're speaking that truth, you'll be surprised at what you see. You know what I'm saying? Because when you was living in the funk, obviously the demons was gonna do. They'll just not. You know what I'm saying? You blind. When you open your eyes, you see stuff. So, but like I said, man, just pray to God. I try to pray at least 4 times a day, 3 times a day. Now that's my new thing. Spiritual burps. Like I tell you, when they can't get their way with you, they only help you. You know what I'm saying? Because that resistance, they putting resistance on you, spiritual resistance. And if you emotionally relate to them, then you lose. But if you don't really get offended or attacked, or you don't feel you feel indifferent, meaning I'm cool. I don't feel like that. I hear somebody near me yelling, but I'm not involved with that. I'm not offended by that. See, for me, it's the sitting in my room, being on YouTube, and not really having too much that I'm doing for me, right? That when someone comes around me with their witchy voice and their randomly aggravated daily hobby of like pushing poison off on whoever's going to grab it or whoever fits. Because it's not really a conscious thing, it's an unconscious thing that your body kind of latches to. Or, when you sense danger around you or fear, you might not think about it, but like your body is kind of like, what's that? So, like, that's what I'm saying. These witches and warlocks, they'll play more on your subconscious than they ever will on your conscious, because they know consciously you know what a witch is, but they know subconsciously they can't distinguish a witch from a freaking fire alarm. You know what I'm saying? A loud voice is a loud sound, so your body is kind of gonna be hijacked, and so they play on that. You know what I'm saying? They dirty little people, man. They play on whatever they could get away with. They thieves. So it ain't no honor amongst thieves, bro. Real talk. I don't care if you family or not. Because once you are what you are, you are what you are. And so that's how it's being played at this point. And they can't take that because they want you to look at them as mommy. So you could be all in your feelings, and then they could strike you in the way that they really want to strike you, chosen ones. They can't take you looking at them as a human with no title attached. Because then they can't like Agent Smith in the Matrix, they can't like inject nothing into you because you're not buying into nothing they doing, saying, they feel. You don't care. You're not offended. You just don't care. It's not offensive. And they can't take your non-offensiveness. So they have to work and put in overtime just to make you feel offended. Otherwise, they really got to look in the mirror and feel as ugly as they are. Because when you left alone with yourself, you realize you're really the ugly one. But when you got someone else to cast your stones at, you know what I'm saying? You get the luxury of not looking in the mirror. Because everybody's looking at this person as the bad guy. You've been a good guy or good boy, good girl, whatever, for 20 something years, but you dealing with this person, they got you looking like a villain. But if you know you got your own crib and stuff like that, your own house, you know good and well the whole family would see you in a different light because you're not a bad person. Never have been. And the narcissist is sick in the brain because they know that you're not a bad person, and they're thinking to themselves, how can I make a good person look bad? That's why they mad. They was given a task that's simply, it's harder than having a real job. It's harder. See, most people, they quit their jobs, they become nothing, and then they start messing with other people because they bored. And so at that, if you're gonna mess with people, sometimes the only person you can mess with is a good person, because you know better than to mess with somebody else. But because you messing with a good person, it's still almost like you working a 9 to 5, because you got to do more to turn a good person to a bad person. You got to kind of find times in the day to do it. 5 o'clock shift, 7 o'clock shift. When my man go to work shift, because I don't want him to think I'm a loser. So when he leave, then I can do it again. I got to catch him in the morning when he's sleeping and wake him up out of sleep. And I got to do things to kind of get him in a space like I gotta almost like a boxing match. I gotta kind of learn how to fight this war to the point where this young man doesn't become a man for real. He just stays at a boy level. He doesn't got enough energy to get the bag. He don't feel as comfortable in the house to talk to all the girls and bring them in and just create a family. And I gotta kind of rip and shred his life apart because if his life ever manifests and gains structure, then where do I go? What do I do? And who do I become? Because all I ever did was cling to this mother title all my life and use it as a pedestal to be with these other women instead of just be a good person and work hard and achieve my own life. And matter of fact, I blame my own son. I blame him. Even though I had him, I had him, but I'm gonna blame him. I'm gonna blame him. And so they're stuck in this pickle, this dilemma, and the dilemma that they created. They don't want that burden, and they'll give it to you. They'll pass it over like a pie, a poisonous pie. And if you don't fix your inner, if you don't do the inner work, chosen ones, if you don't heal, if you don't learn the game, they'll pass that poison right to you. They'll pass all their poison over. You got to be careful. Watch what you eat. Watch what you say. Watch what you pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's not just what you eating. Like everything leads to something else. I notice it'll be times where I'm fasting and I don't even excuse. You know what I'm saying? I look a little crazy. Every time I'm fasting and I'm fasting, right? And I'm not hungry at all. And I got more endurance to not eat, which is a good thing. The longer you could go without this systematic food, the stronger you will be. And just breathe in nice air and just, take in the air and eat some fruit when you're ready to eat. And I noticed that if the narcissist even comes around me and say I'm in an unconscious state and I start to take in their stress or their trauma or their drama or whatever it is that they're pushing off, they're marketing and promoting. And if I'm unconscious, I'll notice that, hey, for some odd reason, I kind of feel like eating some fish, or I kind of feel like eating some steak, or I kind of feel like eating something of a low vibration that I typically tell myself I really don't even supposed to eat. I noticed that, right? So when I'm alone and I'm peaceful and I'm in my own zone, I won't even touch none of that stuff. I won't touch none of that stuff because I don't relate. I don't even relate to low vibrations. Right? Somebody had to yoke me there. Somebody had to tie themselves to me and force me in that direction. Somebody had to come around me with a low spirit or weird energy and almost, in a way make me feel like that was okay. You know what I'm saying? And so those things are real, chosen ones. And this is why life is so tricky, because you got to even watch. People tell you to watch who you hang with. They tell you to watch who you marry, who you date. But you got to even watch who you live with, man. Watch who you live with. Watch who you live with, because that's where a lot of people fall victim. They don't think about that type of stuff. They don't think about that type of stuff. Like, they be thinking like, okay, I'm just living in this place for a couple of months. I'm gonna get on my feet. Man, them people will do everything in their power to make sure you don't get on your feet at all. Don't be thinking that just because they family or friends that you're gonna be able to do that. But you might, you feel me? You might be able to, but just remember that it don't matter who it is. It don't matter who it is. You gotta be able to stay out the way. So anything you go through actually make you stronger anyway. But that's the secret that nobody's telling you. They just wanna roll over and annoy you. You know what I'm saying? So don't take everything too personal, but just still know that it's what you how to move. Just know what you're doing and be conscious of what you're doing and what you're not doing. And the longer you can stay conscious every day, 24, and start to build this daily trust. That's what it really is. It's a daily trust within you. Uh, you won't be as touchable, movable, and as easy to aggravate. You know what I'm saying? So like, comment, subscribe, man. I'm see you in the next video, man. I'm gone, man. Peace.